Our second port of call in Iceland, Isafjordur, is in the West Fjords, a desolate portion of Iceland that fewer than 10% of visitors to Iceland ever visit, due to its extreme remoteness. Our shore excursion today is a scenic drive to the Dynjandi Waterfall. We pass through the little town of Isafjordur with its one roundabout, and we're quickly headed out of town. As we left the main section of town, we could see that this town was divided into two areas. An avalanche had knocked out the middle, and these, what look like hills behind the homes, are actually avalanche barriers. There are also avalanche barriers up and down the side of this mountain. Iceland has very few trees, but we still managed to spot some fall foliage as we drove past the many fjords and lakes that make up the West Fjords area. It seemed like a really quick ride, and before we know it, we were off the bus, and we didn't know which way to look. It was beautiful. It was beautiful waterfalls, beautiful fall foliage, beautiful lake. There were beautiful little sheep to look at. Everywhere you looked was just beautiful. You walked up a little path and you stopped and you turned around and it was beautiful. And you didn't know which way to look because it was just all so beautiful. So I'm going to quit saying beautiful and I'm going to let you just take it in, and maybe you'll say beautiful a few times for me. Back to the bus, we had time for one quick photo stop before getting back to the port and trying out some dried fish.
Tastes like dried codfish.
That's what it said on Bender. I can do that.
Is it edible?
I don't know, I'm giving it a chance. It's developing a fishy flavor. It started off kind of bland.
As it sits.
Yeah. Because I guess it's actually, since it is fish.
Back on board after a fabulous day, our tour guide had told us all day that they just do not get weather this beautiful in the West Fjords. It was time for sail away. And I've said beautiful enough, so I'm just going to sit back and watch it with you and enjoy it. Good morning from northern Iceland. We're heading to the town of Akureyri, just south of the Arctic Circle. It looks like it's going to be another perfect day, and Mother Nature sure is putting on a good show for sunrise. You wouldn't be wrong if you said it's a little cold outside today. The Prima followed us into port. You would think such a small town and two big ships it would feel crowded, but really surprisingly it just didn't feel crowded. I guess there's enough different activities to do to keep everybody occupied.
Uh-oh, Russ. Who the hell's Jeannie? And what were you doing with her in 2024 is what I want. You living your best life?
Yep, absolutely.
Easily entertained at all. Till I fall or bust through.
Our whole crazy crew ready for a day of whale watching. The fjord that leads to Akureyri is famous for its whales, and you don't really have to go very far from town to see them. We were fortunate and we saw multiple humpback whales and got excited every time we saw them. Sorry if my video's a little shaky, but I was standing on a boat, holding a camera, being jostled by a few people. I think you can understand the shaky footage. Back on board, I was fascinated with all the birds and spent quite a good amount of time out on the balcony watching them. As twilight settled over the fjord, we pulled in our gangway and it was time to go again. The sail out of the fjord leaving Akureyri was one of the great sailaways of the entire cruise. Again, I could say beautiful a whole lot of times, but I'm just gonna stop talking now and let you enjoy this wonderful sail away.